this is going to be a complete tutorial on how to do this, including how to adjust the repositional hoop. I am starting off with 2 pieces of faux leather or vegan leather or vinyl, and I'm using tearaway stabilizer, and I'm using my repositional hoop. Links to all of these products will be in the description box below. I'm going to prep the hoop, and you're going to see there my pieces that I cut of the faux leather are actually 7.5 inches by 4 inches. What I'm going to do is start off by making sure that I've got my placement right. You can see when I do this part, I just put one little piece of tape there to hold it just in case I need to move the faux leather. And I'm just going to do that little trace to make sure that everything's in the right place. And it is. So then we will begin the stitching process, and you can see I'm going to start with the first 2 nails or I can't think what you call those, and that's going to be the top part of the front piece of the little poo bag holder. So you'll see that stitch out here, and I left the whole process in for this video, but I'm speeding up everything just because I want you to be able to see the whole process of stitching it all together. And you're going to notice a lot of strings in there, a lot of threads connected. I just cut those in between each step just so they don't get caught on that presser foot. And now we're going to get out of here and go to the bottom half of that. And for that one, you're going to... Alright, so that's going to be the 2 bottom notches or nails. For that one, you don't need to do a middle section on this one, but I am doing that trace just to make sure everything's in the right place. And there we go. And for this, I just am using 1 color thread. I made multiple colors in the file so that if you get the file and you want to use different threads for each step, different color threads for each step, you can do that, or you can just let it play on through and just hit that green button every time to just stitch it out all with the same thread color. And I'll be making this file available in a variety of files. Like you can have one without the little footprint, the little paw print, in case you want to make your own. You can customize it however you want, you know, put a name on it or whatever. And now I'm going to clip these threads just because I like to do that in between. It makes it easier at the end stage. So what I'm going to do here is clip those threads, and then I'm going to cut this. And you have to, it is very important that you have a sharp knife. I'm going to be perfectly honest here and say my knife was not sharp, so I kind of faked through it. But I wish I had went ahead and got me a new blade or got me a new knife, because that did not cut well. And it's really hard with this repositional hoop to make a trace outline, so I just make sure at every step that I do that little trace with the machine to make sure that everything is in the right position. And for this back part, when you're stitching that on, you're going to start with the middle 2 notches, and then the second part will be the 2 bottom ones. So you just always want to make sure that you got your hoop in the right position. It's a little extra work with a repositional hoop, but I mean, if you don't have a machine that has bigger hoops and you want to do bigger projects, it's the way to go. I haven't had really any issues with it, except the other day when I forgot that you can't move your project. You know, when you get on your computer, your machine screen, you can move things over. I don't recommend doing that. Keep it in the position it's in, and work from there. If you know what I mean, you know, you can move it side to side, up and down, just to change the position on the hoop. But I do not recommend doing that. So satisfying to tear this paper off, this stabilizer off. It makes a perforated line, so it's pretty easy to do. And now I'm going to cut these threads, and then I singe the ends with a lighter just to make sure that nothing comes undone. You want to be real careful with that part. I've gotten a little better at it. I used to singe the vinyl all the time when I first started this. And I'm going to try to cut as much of this on camera as I can, but y'all know that's kind of difficult to do because you got to be really precise with these cuts. And one thing that I heard early on when I was studying all this embroidery stuff was to move the work, not the scissors, and do not take the scissors off the work while you're cutting. So you kind of got to cut one straight line, or not straight line, but you know, you got to cut one line and not take those scissors down. So if you got anything on the stove, or the baby needs changing, or whatever it is, go ahead and do that, and then sit down and cut your project out. And this one's real fun because you got to dig out all of that stabilizer and cut those strings that are in there, but it can be done. It gets done. This pattern, by the time I have this video up and have the pattern for sale, I will have some slight revisions to it. I'm not happy with that square end on the little flap there, so I'm going to round it out. I hope that y'all enjoyed this little tutorial, this little video, and I hope you'll come back for more sewing, crafting, and embroidery projects. Peace, y'all. Bye-bye.